Hello there! Following my Padme video where I looked at a figure that was in the Black Series orange card line, I would like to follow up with this guy right here, another one, Merumeru number 15 of the orange card Black Series line. This one I bought from Forbidden Planet in the summer, actually in July, for $5.99, which at the time I jumped on it because I thought, wow, I've been waiting to get hold of this guy for a while. I ummed and ahed about getting him for about £7 on eBay, £8, but I didn't. But then for £6 I thought yes, but actually the ironic thing is you can get him for a straight £5 now at the Entertainer, and I didn't need to get him because I already bought him in the summer, as I say, for $5.99. So I've lost £1. I'm joking, of course, that's not going to break the bank. I want to do this video because he is another one that would be a great figure, or could have, should have been in the vintage collection, and I'll tell you why. Because one thing is for sure, they only made 15 figures. I'm going to show you a card back now, which is significant in the Revenge of the Sith line, and he would have made another one. There's lots of potential characters from potential characters from Revenge of the Sith that could have made it. And it's quite relevant that I show you Commander Gree now, because I know he's a clone, he's not a Wookiee, but you know, the Kashyyyk connection and the fact that Gree went out with his platoon of clones to Kashyyyk. And I want to talk to you before I... so yeah, first things first, he could have been cool on a vintage card back, because if there's one thing the vintage collection needs is more characters on for the ROTS, Revenge of the Sith film. Let's talk about who Merumeru is. I have been waiting since 2005 to get myself another Wookiee other than Chewbacca, and there was a bit of confusion with regard to this character, because I know of Tarful, or I've known of the name Tarful for years. He's been the only Wookiee that I've known the name of other than Chewbacca. And in Revenge of the Sith, that's why I had Gree out before. Tarful is with Chewbacca as part of the generals, I guess, of the Battle of Kashyyyk. But I got confused. Years ago, I thought Tarful, obviously he's the guy who's unmistakable next to Chewie and Yoda in the sort of HQ, Command HQ. But I also thought Tarful was the guy who went... the one right at the front of the whole gang. It's great. It's a great shot. Obviously, Wookiees are very passionate creatures. They can get quite upset or aggressive or whatever. And that guy at the front of the pack I thought was Tarful, but it wasn't. It was this guy, Merumeru. So not only was I very pleased to get hold of this figure because I wanted a Wookiee warrior, but I was also pleased to learn that he is actually the guy that I always thought was Tarful. But then again, when you think about it, Tarful wouldn't be at the front of the battle, on the front line, to then suddenly be cooped up with Yoda and Chewbacca up in the command station, you know, unless he was to leave the battle. So anyway, Merumeru is obviously some sort of tribal leader or warlord, a bit like Jar Jar was, I guess. Steady. And also Tarful's, or whatever, Captain Tarful's, of the Gungan warrior crew. So that's all I wanted to say about him. I'm going to get him out of the packaging now, but without question, I think he would have looked pretty darn good with a bit of that on a card back. You know what I'm saying? Vintage collection fans, I'm sure you agree. Shall we open him? I think so too. So I just thought I'd show you these accessories as well, and that's what you got in the Black Series that you got in the vintage collection, which shows that they were linked. And basically the orange card Black Series and then other subsequent Black Series are just premium figures in crap packaging, and he would have been spectacular, as any figure would have been in that line if it was on a vintage card. So yeah, he looks pretty cool. I just thought I'd just show you that very quickly, show you the accessories, that long staff there, whatever that is, I don't know. I mentioned the Gungan Warriors before, and it's funny that he's called, well, I was talking about Tarful, the Wookiee, and then it's Captain Tarful's. I thought I got it wrong. I just checked on Wikipedia now. Yeah, they've got similar names, but they are both warlords, warriors, tribal leaders. Yeah, anyway, so this guy looks pretty cool. I'm going to get him rigged up now and put onto the revolving platform so you can see him in a bit better detail. Yeah, so he's great. He's a really meaty and mighty figure. He's moving really slowly on here, maybe because he's so heavy. There's a lot of plastic there, a lot of bang for your buck. But and that is a part of the staff, that thing there, I wasn't sure what it was, but it's like a huge staff lance, that, isn't it? Like a jousting lance or whatever you call it. So he's pretty darn good, and the articulation's pretty nice as well, or as to be expected for a premium super articulated figure. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, it's struggling to go around, he's so heavy on my rotating platform. Should we go through some articulation? Just try and focus on him. Yeah, I'll get rid of the accessories. And that was quite hard to put in his hand, that blaster thing. But yeah, the helmet was removable, like you saw. Just focusing on him there. So yeah, it's just all ball joints rotate. Yeah, ball joints on the elbows, arms, wrists there. Sorry, hinge hips and ball jointed knees and ankles there, I guess. Is that right? You can't really articulate that ankle. Just seems to rotate, but whatever. There's only so many poses you could put him in. But yeah, as far as a Wookiee warrior is concerned, he is pretty darn good. Look at that quality. Again, of the sculpting there as well is brilliant. Speaking of good sculpting, in the current line of figures, there's a lot of 5 POA going on. And the sculpting is stupendous in some of those figures. But you can't beat articulation, can you? No. And speaking of articulated figures, this is a good one. And what a shame it wasn't on that kind of packaging, you know what I'm saying? That would have been awesome. Instead, what you've got was what Hasbro gave you, which was that, which is just vastly inferior. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one.